Hello and welcome to Catholic Mom. This is going to be a quick interview with Daryl and Alan from Catholic Adventure, and we're glad to meet them. So I'm a blogger for Catholic Mom, and I'm so excited to be able to interview these men after a little electronic failure. So they bear with me, so they're always demonstrating such patience and grace, and I just thank the Lord. We're going to learn what they do and where they are and how to get in touch with them. And you know, every mom is looking for something to do in the summertime. What do I do with these teenagers? So these are some ideas coming up. Tune in now. Here we go. Welcome to the show, Alan and Daryl. Hello. Would you like to introduce yourself after such a long wait?
I don't know. I kind of forgot who we are by now. No, I'm Alan Migliorato, and this is Daryl Diezek, and we're the founders of AdventureCatholic.com, and we're happy to be here.
Okay. Yes. I forgot too. Oh my gosh, technology is crazy. I'm Daryl Diezek, and yes, I am, along with Alan, one of the founders of Adventure Catholic. And again, you can find us on AdventureCatholic.com. And what else do you want to know about us, Alan? I mean, there's just so much.
Okay, well, I'm going to say this. I was really happy to talk to Alan early in the week and learned that it's right near us. We're in Vieira, Florida, and y'all are in Orlando. So I welcome you in that way that it's close by. I can tell some people in the area about you. But I really want to know what made you decide to start Adventure Catholic.
Well, Ellen, I'm just going to go first. I'll be honest with you.
Shocking.
I know, shocking. Ellen, I will say this. I remember, I used to live out there in Brevard County when Vieira was not even a thing. And there was no St. John the Evangelist parish out there. There was nothing. This was back in the early 90s. So it's a sprouting area, and it's just kind of really nice to see that you're over there and the church is blossoming over that way. So I'm going to actually let Alan handle.
So the reason we started Adventure Catholic is we're trying to fill a void. So most great ideas, that come about and in the world come about because somebody's trying to fill something that's just not working right or that's just not there. So the void we were trying to fill was we work with youth ministry. Daryl's the youth pastor at St. Mary Magdalene Parish in Altamont. And we see a lot of kids, they graduate and then they start drifting. And so we thought, what's the best way to get these kids actively engaged, being intentional disciples with the church? And the one way that we found out was to make leaders out of the teens. Because when somebody's in a leadership position with their faith, they tend to create more leaders. And that's what Jesus did. He created 12 and then told them to go out and create more and then told them to go out and create more. And that's the way that our church survives today. If we wouldn't have the love of Jesus that surrounds us. So that's what we've done with these kids is we've created leaders. We turned the sheep into shepherds and have them create more shepherds. And that was the whole idea of Adventure Catholic was let's turn the sheep into shepherds because someday their parents aren't going to be there to force them to go to church. Someday they're not going to have to get up and, come to mass. And that was the whole idea behind it. And it's been very successful.
And the interesting thing, Alan, from a youth ministry perspective, there's a lot of different opportunities for teens to engage their church in service activities or in a retreat setting where they focus on their relationship with Christ. And any parent or anybody who's read our bishop's document, Renewing the Vision, which is a framework for Catholic youth ministry, there's basically three goals. The first is to bring kids into a relationship with Jesus Christ, bring them into a relationship with his church. And then also the third goal, which most people don't kind of just gloss over, is to look over the overall well-being of the development of the child. And I call that the human formation aspect. Well, if you look at across our church, across the nation, there's a lot of programs that fill the first two voids. We actually are filling the third void of the overall well-being of the child. And nobody else is doing this in terms of we are giving them the skills in the faith context of being leaders. And what does that look like? Oftentimes you'll see people go into trainings and they'll have, here's leadership training and it's in a business setting or, some places, I will admit there's some programs out there that teach kids how to evangelize. That's great. That's a skill on how to evangelize. But we're actually saying you are called to be a leader. This is your identity in Christ, your baptismal identity. And now what are we going to do with that? And if we're not leading, and leadership looks different in so many ways, right? We have bishops that lead. We have principals that lead. You're a leader in an area. I'm a leader in an area. But if you're going to be Catholic, you've got to lead.
That's right.
and it looks different. So we help kids identify what that looks like right now for their lives and to embrace that call to leadership.
Yeah, I so agree. As a mother, I felt like as my child progressed in a different area, like one kid would teach the other kid. I had 8 children, so one child would teach the other one to tie their shoe, and then that would be at 2 or 3. And then it was their job, and then they felt confident, I can tie my shoe. So any skill we learn in the area of leadership, even if it's at 2 or 10 or 20, getting a job, going to get the application, all those skills help us to have confidence in who we are, but we have to know Christ first. So I love the idea you're putting leadership, and I know we talked a lot about character the other day, and the fact that we're forming the next generation. So do you all want to tell us, tell me some hows, whens, and whys about why, when did you start, where are you, and I put you all on the screen. Hello?
Yeah.
Okay.
We started, I just want to make sure I wasn't jumping in front of Daryl because I don't want to interrupt him.
I got you on the show before. We had the ladies from Friendship Project on together. They're adorable too, so go on.
We're adorable.
We're adorable. Thanks.
Not that they were adorable,
Thank you.
y'all are fine.
Oh, no.
They're not this far from the show.
I'm
Go on.
adorable. This is Daryl. So the way that we kind of coined a formation training method, a leadership method. So we call it COPEC. And COPEC stands for challenge, observe, process, evaluate, and challenge again. And so by using these methods, we challenge teens. Teens love a challenge, right? And not a challenge where they have the answer given to them. They love. You see a kid play a video game. They play it for hours. I mean, and they'll play it and play it and play it until they beat this video game. But that's because they want a challenge. They don't really usually take the easy route. They want that hard challenge. All right, so then we watch them, and that's the observe factor. So we challenge them, we observe them during this challenge without interrupting, without offering anything, and we let them fail if they're going to fail. They have to make their own decisions, and I think that's what's missing a lot today is the fact that everybody wants that trophy. There's no, if parents are afraid to let their kids fail, they don't, I don't want you to go try that because you've never done it before and you'll look silly. Go fail, and then you'll learn and see if you like it or not. So that's the observe.
And I think I'm going to kind of be unabashedly pro. We wrote about OPEC in this book,
That's
Teaching
good.
Teens to Fail.
Okay.
And it's basically, this book came as a product of 7 to 8 years of putting this method in place, refining it each summer. We do a 4-week training for our 4-day training for teens, and we refine that process. And over the years, we came to COPEC, and we just kind of put this in for this Teaching Teens to Fail. You can see it at adventurecatholic.com, but it walks parents through what, explaining what it is, just what Alan said. That was like chapter number 1 and 2 in a nutshell. And then we give some ideas on how to implement that at home so that we can take the Adventure Catholic lifestyle and the results that we're getting. We help parents get those results at home if they want to do the work and use the method that we use. And it's been pretty successful. We have parents that have embraced it. I mean, of course, they'll forget about it. I think parents need more training. We need to do teaching parents to fail. They need a little more training to stay with that methodology. But, I'll be honest, when Alan was really, really good about, staying the course. And I was like, it's not working, let's go. And he's like, no, stay on it. And I'm glad he really pushed me to do that because I was able to see the fruits of letting this, ride out. So that's how we end up here.
And what's exciting about it, Adventure Catholic too. I'm sorry?
Go ahead.
Oh, okay. What's exciting to us today about Adventure Catholic is what started out as a 4-day camping experience for these teens has really turned into something much deeper. So now we do confirmation retreats where we have a lot of requests for confirmation retreats. We're booked like 6 months out usually with people. They get a hold of us. We'll do 1-day retreats. We'll go to schools in the area or teams or groups. We'll do parish missions. Been very successful with attempting with our attempts, and I think it's because we're we're not afraid to fail. And if we failed, then call us out on it because Adventure Catholic's all about truth.
Speaking the truth with love.
That's very good. I'm not going to I'm just leave myself down here to ask questions, but I so witness what you are saying because as a parent, you don't want your child to fail at 40 and fail in a marriage or fail in life and fail in a job. You want them to fail when they're young because a lot of parents are really interactive. They think that they're helping the child and they're enabling the child. So I do admire what y'all are doing because sometimes parents don't have the skills. So do you want to tell us, I always ask this question, what's your favorite part of Adventure Catholic? One that, like the team sport, I kind of like the obstacle course myself when you were talking about that, because I think that's fun for teens. And so what's your favorite part? Your favorite part of
my favorite part of there's because Adventure Catholic has grown from what we originally started this as, but it's still very powerful in each section. My favorite part is when we go camping and when we get to take these kids out camping. They don't have their phones for 4 days. And my favorite part is to kind of see them come down off of that electronic fog that they live in. And we present a different fog. We call it Focus on God, FOG, and to speak the truth with love. That's my favorite part. With the 4 days that we go through, when they come home from Adventure Catholic, we have parents. Boy,
that's our motto. Speak the truth with love, bro. Wait, hold on. I want to make sure everybody sees it out there.
Speaking the truth right now. Watch me speak some truth here.
So what is
my favorite? They come home and see the parents call us, and they're like, "Oh, my kids have never done laundry before. Now they want to cook. Now they want to clean. Now they're helping their sisters and brothers with their homework. Like, what did you do to our kid over these 4 days?" And we didn't do anything. The kids did it. God did it.
That's right.
God did this, not us.
So what do you think is your favorite part, Daryl?
Not camping. No, I like the outdoors. As a youth minister, watching the results around the parish with our kids. Case in point, I had actually a little girl come up to me, and she wanted to do a lock-in. Now, as a youth minister, after so many years, I hate lock-ins. I'll be honest, I hate lock-ins. I don't plan them. I don't put them in my schedule. I don't want to be up overnight, and it's crazy. Love the kids. She wanted a lock-in, so I told her, I said, look, you plan it, and bring it to me. I'll support it. So she brought me. She did the work, planned it out, wanted to do it for 24 hours. I said, let's try 12 from 8 p.m. to 8 a.m. And go from there. And just kind of gave her some guidance, but didn't do anything. She planned the food, the activities, whatever. And at that point, she's really the leader, and my goal is just to support her. So, of course, then, I helped her advertise, and she did most of the advertising. But, I did what I need to do for her. But the bottom line is, it was helping a teen who already is taking initiative because they want something. And I just helped her. She put the lock-in on. Now, it's kind of neat because 3 hours in, she comes up to me. She goes, Coach D, I don't know how you do it. I go, do what? She goes, work with teenagers. Mm-hmm. And she's a teen. So I think it's watching the results of the kids who have been through Adventure Catholic. I'm going to use kind of this, but here's your average youth ministry teen. And they're responsible to a degree. But when kids come out of Adventure Catholic, they all of a sudden go here. And everybody in my parish, when they've been through it, we have the common language, and there's a common understanding of what they're capable of, that when I want them to do something, they need to do it. If they fail, we'll walk through it with them. Right. There's no condemnation, but they're not afraid to ask for help either. We had. I'm sorry, I got to go. We had not go, but I have to just keep babbling. We had it's Alan's daughter actually. Her and another child wanted to do a trip. They wanted to do some, a fellowship trip, and I'm like, all right, put it together. Thinking, and they want to do it in the wintertime, and they want to sleep in tents up in Georgia in the wintertime. And I'm like, yeah, no. But I know.
I was like, yes.
Yeah, he's like, yes. I'm like, give me a yurt or something. I want some, not any total comfort, but I just don't want to be cold. So these girls planned the trip. They, to the dollar amount that that their teams would need, discretionary money, tickets for the events, how much it would cost for transportation. They put it in a PowerPoint, brought it to me, and I just said, we don't really know about transportation. I said, don't worry about it. Let me give you, just stuff that I know in the industry. Here's what you're looking at per head. Oh, okay. They plugged it in. Then what they did is they reached out, scheduled an appointment with parents of interested teens. So I introduced the teens to the parents. They ran that meeting. The parents responded to them. I just basically collected the money and the permission slips and kind of did the things they could not do. But these girls put it on. We got to the event. They're ordering their subs from Publix grocery store when it's time. We drive and pick it up because they're not driving. But we did all that, what they could not do. But they did everything they could. And they basically planned a trip and ran it. And that's an Adventure Catholic child. We had prayer time. We had group sharing time. We had a ton of fellowship and not snowboarding, but sledding time, tubing time. But they ran it. And that's what I'd like to see, these kids taking charge and engage themselves in their faith through the parish work.
That's right. And that's like a leader. As a mother, you want mothers that are listening from Catholic Mom, is that your success as a mother is being able to see your children raise their children and learn from you what you learned, but then I think Jesus himself was probably pleased when he said, "Go forth, disciples, where you go, bring forth what I taught you." And that's what y'all are doing. Today is a feast of St. Matthias. I don't know if y'all read. And he was the one that took the place of Judas, and he had been with Jesus all along. But then he's like, this is the man that's going to carry forth my message. So I think it's very important as parents to listen up. And I want to have you all tell how they can get in touch with you and how where you are, and then some activities you'll offer. And then tell us where to get the book.
Here, my unabashed plug.
Where do you get the book? Where is it? They can buy the book? Amazon?
You can find Amazon, or you could go to adventurecatholic.com as well. Okay. It's in there. So Amazon or Adventure Catholic. And, if you go to adventurecatholic.com, Alan will autograph the book for you.
See, there we go. I'm going to get a book because I really do want. No, I think every parent, if they have a lot of children or a small amount, this is a great place to put your teens experience this summer or throughout the year. So does someone want to say where you are located and how they can get in touch with you before we go on to the last few things?
In June.
We're having a good interview. Go on.
Yeah, we're in Altamont Springs, Florida. We have a trip coming up in June, a 4-day camping experience, formation leadership training, and that's June 13th, 14th, 15th, and 16th. So it ends on Father's Day. And home and up to spend time with
we have about five spots open.
We have about 5 spots open. We only take about 20 first years, and then the second years run it themselves.
Wow. I like this. I was talking to Alan earlier in the week about parenting, and that we really feel the parents are putting forth the next generation. They're the main role, but sometimes you need a little help. So some of the parents need a little help because they weren't maybe formed well, and no one knows anything. Even if they were formed well, Holy Catholic, they may not know everything. So tell a little about the parenting.
Yeah, we have a parent-teen retreat that we've been working on that is such a powerful experience. It's going to be.
Okay, is it new out at
teens and parents, and they go together. We'll do a 1-day, we'll do a 4-day. We have some different things planned for that, but there's just a lot of things coming down, especially for parents. I think, like Daryl said earlier, the parents. It's a harder thing because no one wants to see their kid fail,
exactly.
Right? But is it temporary? Is it temporary comfort that you're looking for, or is it everlasting? Confidence. And so that confidence comes if they can fail now in a safe environment. So parents, this is big for you guys. This book is important, and this parent-teen retreat is important. We have some dates for that. You can contact us through adventurecatholic.com to get some more information.
And then what about someone share about how we can come into the parish? So we get all lays out there. Catholic Mom goes all over the country and some places around the world. So how would they invite you to their parish, or some information about that?
Absolutely. So if I can backtrack to this summer, if you're interested in sending your teen this summer, you can contact us through adventurecatholic.com. That's like the best way. We have a contact page, and really that's our mainstream form of communication, and get back to you obviously ASAP. And I'm coming out to your parish. I would say look 3 to 4 months down the road. Alan said 6 for a couple programs, but I would say look 3 to 4 months down the road. Pick a date that you're interested in, or a couple dates that would work for you, and then reach out to us so that we can get you at least start looking on the books or what we might need to adjust. So there's a couple things, dynamic we're working with. But AdventureCatholic.com is the way to go. We do have I think our phone number's on there.
Yeah,
but I'll call you too. If you need a phone call, just put that in the email. Hey, I'd like to talk to you on the phone. Hey, we'll do this. So we love seeing faces and talking. And but that's just the easiest way, AdventureCatholic.com.
But before I close, we're really over the time, but that's okay. I would like you all to give your last word. I always wives always say, what's your last word? And then they give it. You're going to give your last word. I'm going to close out the show. So here we go. Last word. Either one of you jump in.
So I'm going to say my last word, and I'm going to do a shameless plug too for Daryl, is speak the truth with love and keep God first. That's my last word.
So I'm just going to say, I just got to go speak the truth with love, and just reach out to us. We want to help you any way we can. Even if you have a question, I would rather you just email me, and that's it. No questions too dumb, no questions too small. We are here to help in any way, whether you buy a book or not, whether you send your kid on our program or not. We're here to help you. So please feel free to reach out at any time that you want help. So we're here for you.
Anybody that contacts us through the website too, we're happy to send you guys a couple of decals for your car or for your mirrors or whatever for the kids. They love these things.
Ooh, we're dinging. Okay, it's not because time's out, but hello, and thank you so much, Daryl and Alan, for joining us today for Catholic Mom, this little interview for the Adventure Catholic. And we thank you. We thank you. Parents, you're probably looking for something for teens to do today. You're probably thinking, I wish my teen was a leader. Well, sometimes you have to step back, and sometimes you have to let your child share from other people, youth ministers, as Daryl is, and Alan, as they form the teens of this generation. You know, they say, form your teens well, because the world would be glad to do it if you don't take the turn and form them. We form in character, we form in love, we form in scripture, and in Christ's word. So think about it, and one last time, get that website for us, guys.
Adventurecatholic.com.
Thank you so much.
It looks like this right there.
Thank you so kindly. And I'm going to close this off. If I don't close it off, we may still be on all day. Here we go. So thank you so much, and I'm closing it off now.